welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asserted that the conversation between India and Pakistan will only be on terror and return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. But what are the steps that must be taken to support effective reintegration and representation of the community of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? In today's telecast, we will be delving into 20 key moves that could support a meaningful return of the community that is at this time in the occupation of Pakistan. Starting with the first 20 moves ensuring Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit seats in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Let the 13 lakh PoJK refugees vote representing home districts, swearing in of refugee MLAs representing Mirpur, Muzaffarabad and United Poonch, filling 5 vacant seats in the parliament for Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan, letting exiled Kashmiri Pandits elect representatives to Lok Sabha and Jammu and Kashmir State Assembly. In fact, besides that, there are other moves that have been discussed on NewsX. Move number 6, chart out assembly and parliamentary constituencies in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, set up parallel administration in absentia, appoint district magistrates and district collectors in absentia for each occupied district, bringing in the occupied districts under jurisdiction of Srinagar High Court, allowing all Pakistan-occupied Kashmir residents to appeal to Srinagar High Court on civil and criminal matters, and setting up of benches in High Court and Supreme Court for matters pertaining to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, allowing Pakistan-occupied Kashmir exiles abroad to apply for Indian citizenship or PIO cards, creation of parliamentary standing committee to discuss Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan affairs, sending missions in absentia, elected MLAs and MPs to travel globally, and allowing the Jammu and Kashmir SHRC to suo moto take up human rights issues in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, provisioning of Jal Jeevan and Prime Minister Awas Yojana in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in 2025 budget, asking US, Saudis and friendly OI aviation to draw post-integration development blueprints, identifying eminent Pakistan-occupied Kashmir exiles who will form the nucleus of future leadership, and ensuring Pakistan-occupied Kashmir exiles in central cabinet in the next reshuffle. Let's start our conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza. It's good to have you, sir. And once again, I think this has given a strong voice to the community that at this point of time is suffering at the hands of Pakistani generals in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Then Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that if there is going to be any talk between India and Pakistan, it is going to be most definitely going to be on the return of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to India. What are the next steps, immediate steps in the short term that can be taken to continue to build the momentum on what the Prime Minister has said?
Well, the immediate next step should be invitation extended to PoJK leaders in diaspora and start a dialogue, take them to Jammu Kashmir so that from Jammu we can address press conference and we can address our people from there and give them a call. Next step obviously is to have one of us as an advisor on Kashmir affairs in the next cabinet reshuffle, and then if possible, even if it is symbolic, they should nominate members of JK Assembly by the center for the assembly of those who belong to the PoJK. These are the immediate steps that I think should, if taken, they would make an impact. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you react to that strong statement that came in from India, particularly regarding Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and how India has a resolute resolve to take back Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? Do you think this was the right time to have struck the iron while it was hot?
Well, I think that we have had enough of statements over the past 78 years, enough of UN resolutions, and statements do not impress us. This is the time to take practical steps. I mean, what is a statement worth? Just it's we don't consider that a statement makes much difference to the facts on ground, which is that we are subjugated, we have no representation, we are our resources are being exploited every single day. So when there is tension between India and Pakistan, to issue a statement from either side on Kashmir, it makes no difference to the facts on ground. So I think it's time to take practical steps now.
Okay. And talking about practical steps, do you think the situation at this point of time, India could have escalated it further and struck Pakistan and taken back Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? Do you think that would have been a judicious choice in place of keeping that ceasefire with Pakistan?
Well, I cannot comment on that because I'm not a military strategist. That this decision has to come from the military itself, the military generals, the operational, commanders. They have to assess the situation and then they have to decide whether this is feasible or not. What I think should be done, which is much easier than sending in ground forces, is to nominate us in the JK Assembly, to invite us to Delhi, to give us that protocol that we deserve as people of Indian origin living under the occupation of Pakistan. Recognition तो दो ना, बुलाओ तो सही. हम कौन सा मतलब है कि कोई प्लाट लेने आ रहे हैं या कोई नौकरी लेने आ रहे हैं. एक इज्जत नफ्स होती है इंसान की, एक सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट होती है. वो भी आप जो है हमें सब डिनाई कर रहे हो. तो आप ये तो प्रूव करो कि यू गिव अस दैट रिस्पेक्ट, you honor our position as who dare to claim themselves as Indians. I mean, for a Muslim to say I'm an Indian from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is not very easy, to say the least. तो वो आपको ऐसे स्टेप्स उठाने चाहिए. स्टेटमेंटों का वक्त चला गया. स्टेटमेंट आती है, एक दिन की स्टेटमेंट होती है और वो गुजर जाती है, वो लोग भूल जाते हैं उसको. जी.
Amjad Ayub Mirza, you spoke about a need to have representatives from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to be part of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, to be part of the General Assembly in the country. What more steps can be taken? Do you think there can be separate benches that can be set up in the High Courts, in the Supreme Courts, to hear cases of people who have suffered in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and to take up these processes in a speedy way?
Well, I wouldn't say at the moment that is required. I think at the moment the normal judicial system of India can handle these claims as they have done in the past. I think what is necessary, more important, is that Indian high commissions and embassies across Middle East and in Europe, they should have a desk for people from PoJK, and they do proper vetting about them, and then they issue them NRI cards and that kind of stuff. Yes, but not a separate bench for speedy. There's not hundreds of thousands of cases that are going to, flood the judicial system of India. So ये 2, 4, 10, 20, 100 केसेस अगर हैं भी, तो वो उसके लिए एक्स्ट्रा एक्सपेंसेस की जरूरत नहीं है. उसी रूटीन में वो चल सकते हैं केसेस. जी.
Okay. Stay on with me, Dr. Mirza. R.K. Chibbar, also on the telecast with me. He is a PoJK refugee and the former Jammu and Kashmir Bank chairman. R.K. Chibbar, let's hear it from you. What is it that the government of India needs to do at this time so as to get its rightful ownership of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir that has forcibly been taken away by Pakistan since 1948?
Right, ma'am. Just say after the attack of the civilian in Pahalgam on 22nd of April, lot of development happening over this part of the world. In Jammu and Kashmir, the so-called now the PoJK also, You say the people of the PoJK are suffering a lot, right from 1947. Then 1965. Again, you will find in 2025, we are the only community which is suffering this part of the India and other part of the, which has been occupied by the Pakistan. Now, strategically, the Sandur have done a lot of job for the PoJK. Now, the world is watching about India, what should be done, what they have likely to have done regarding the PoJK. In Jammu and Kashmir, we are demonstrating each and every another day for the liberation of the PoJK. You just see the miserable condition of the PoJK people in the part of the Pakistan. You see, war I think is not a solution to have to get the that space this side of the India. Diplomatically, the Prime Minister of the India, Mr. Modi, have great vision how to occupy, how to take back the PoJK. You just say in last couple of years, particularly during the election of the India and post-election also, every our leader, whether you are Prime Minister, whether you are Defense Minister or the Home Minister, they were all insisting for how to get back the PoJK. Now, we are having great expectation from the government of India to get our PoJK merged with the India. Again, you see the miserable condition of the PoJK people. They won't have the as good infrastructure that we are having. So it is the right time to rise the PoJK people. They should also come to the expectation of the Indian people to join our hand to get them liberated from the Pakistan.
Okay. Talking about, after a decision that has been made by the government of India to put the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance, do you think the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir region is going to be impacted by it?
मैम जो से कहते हैं काफी पानी जो है जेलम का जीरो ब्रिज के नीचे से निकल गया, काफी पानी जो है चिनाब का अखनूर पुल के नीचे से निकल गया. अब कितना सहन करेंगे? You just see every day we are suffering because of the occupation of the Pakistan of the PoJK. प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी ने भी बोला या पानी बहेगा या कौन बहेगा, ठीक है, दोनों चीजें साथ साथ नहीं चल सकती. दो during the period from 6th May to 10th of May, India has rightly attacked the terrorist head offices, whether it is Bawalpur, whether it was Mirpur, whether it was Kotli or Saj. They have destroyed like anything. A strong message has been given by the Prime Minister of India, and all the political parties of the India are fully backing in the PM. Now the only thing is how the people living in the PoJK, how they reacted. If they come out in the support of the Modi, Mr. Modi, Prime Minister of India, I think वो दिन दूर नहीं जिस दिन हम PoJK को अपने साथ मिलाएंगे और PoJK people और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग जो हैं एक नए युग का जो है शुरुआत करेंगे.
Archibald, if you could explain to my viewers here, what are the problems, the challenges that the people living in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir are facing and have been facing for the past several years?
Ma'am, just say in the Jammu and Kashmir, we are having fully elected government by the people of the Jammu and Kashmir. There were free, transparent election in the month of October 2024. We have elected our own CM and the elected government is there. We are having independent High Court over there. We are having independent PSA, Public Service Commission over here. We are having rail network in the entire Kashmir Valley. And very shortly, the Kashmir Valley is likely to be connected with the rest of India, from Jammu, Katra, and Kashmir. I hardly find any infrastructure in the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. To just say hydroelectric project. In Jammu and Kashmir, we have n number of hydroelectric projects, whether it was in the Uri, whether it is in the Kishtwar, whether it is Salal, or n number of other projects also. In Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, whatever they are having project over there, they are not getting free electricity. I would not say free electricity on the concession rate of concession rate. लाहौर को जो पावर मिलती है उन प्रोजेक्ट से जो PoJK में है, they are getting cheaper than the people, my counterpart over there getting at the high rate in the PoJK. That is the difference between Jammu and Kashmir. In our Jammu and Kashmir, you will find the tourists in Kashmir. About in crores people are visiting in the Kashmir for the last around after the abrogation of Article 370. In Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, hardly we find any tourists. Mostly people from the Jaining area, they are going over there. You just say, overall, the J&K, the integral part of the India, is growing, prosperous, and having on the progress path, like any part of the India. You just say, we are having in Jammu and Kashmir a separate industry policy for the people who want to invest over here in Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu and Kashmir, in my information, I may be somewhere varying, more than 75,000 crore investment application the J&K government got over here from the people, rest of India, who wants to invest in Jammu and Kashmir. Even the people from the abroad also have requested to loan us the land and other infrastructure and the concession, whatever in the industry policy of the J&K, they are eager to invest in Jammu and Kashmir. But if I see other part of the PoJK, hardly anybody interested. What to talk about the PoJK? Even other part of the Pakistan, maybe Punjab, Lahore, and other area, nobody want to invest over there because that is total failure state, Pakistan. It is totally terrorist state in the world. Yeah. Every terrorist is being born and groomed in Pakistan only.
Arun Gupta is also on the telecast with me. Arun Gupta is also a Pakistan-occupied Kashmir refugee. Thank you very much. Arun, how has your experience been? First of all, I would like to know where are you living right now, and what has your experience been? Are some of your family members or relatives still in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir?
Good evening to all of you. I am Arun Kumar Gupta. I am at the present moment, I am speaking from Bakshinagar, Jammu. My parents, they have been migrated from Mirpur in 1947 in very deplorable condition with no amenity. And my parents started from zero and till date, they brought us up by dint of our hard work. So my mother, she's 96. She still wants to go to her native place from where we lost all our properties, movable, immovable, and whole of that area has been merged into a dam, Mirpur area, where more than 35,000 people were staying. They were all intellect people, and near about 20,000 people were butchered and they were shooted. Even my Nanaji and my Masiji was shooted there by the Kawalis. So my mother, father, still they narrate those stories and they start weeping. I still wanted to go to my native place to see where we were living, and I wanted to recall my memories back. And this is most unfortunate on the part of India that no representation has been given to we, the displaced person. We are still just spending very miserable life, and no representation in the assembly. Moreover, this SOS International, whose chairman is Mr. Rajiv Chuni, he is struggling for the legitimate rights of we people for last over 3 decades. And we have no representation in any professional college, no reservation anywhere in government jobs. So we are still leading miserable life. Only by virtue of our hard work, we have risen to this place, and still we want that it was high time for the Prime Minister of India to just conquer or to occupy PoJK,
Okay.
which is still the our part, and it has been kept by the Pakistani forces or Pakistan administration forcibly.
अरुण जी, यहाँ पे जब क्या इस समय जो पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर में जो कम्युनिटी रहती है, क्या इस समय वो भारत को सपोर्ट करती है? क्या वो चाहती है कि पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर भारत द्वारा लिया जाए और उसको इंटीग्रेट किया जाए पूरे भारतवर्ष के साथ?
Yes, madam, because PoJK people, they are leading very miserable life, and virtually POK is the part of J&K state. In case if that is merged with our state, they will lead very peaceful life. At least they will get all those amenities which we people are getting because of the facilities given by the government of India to us by virtue of our hard work. So those people are still living very miserable life. They should be the part of our, and in case if this portion is open, there are so many possibilities for tourism, and then fruit cultivations, because that the climate of that area almost resembles with that of Kashmir. So that can be the little Kashmir also, in other words. So in my opinion, that should be merged immediately right now with India, so that those people should live peacefully with us, and at least we will be in a position to have our brethren relations, because most of our relatives.
Arun, what do you think in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections that had taken place just recently? There have been certain seats that have been reserved for Pakistan-occupied Kashmir representatives. Do you think this is a first step? This is at least a step taken in the right direction?
Yes, though this is a step, it has been taken in right direction, but only one seat has been given to the refugees, whereas it should have the demand of the public as per the proportion. Eight seats should have been given to them, but instead only one seat, and at least government should have given 4 seats, so that we should have representation in the assembly, and where we can raise our voice, and we can raise our concern, which we families are still facing because of non given facilities to us.
Talking about your rights, talking about representation on the political level, in judicial level, how do you think things can move forward? Do you think there should be at this time people from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir allowed to travel across the globe with an Indian passport or a PIO?
Yes, I fully endorse your views. They should be permitted, because they are part and parcel of our community. They are our brothers, and in case they happens to be with us, we should have then representation in the state assemblies, in the parliament also, so that our voice can be raised and our issues should be settled amicably. Still, we are leading that displaced life, and our movable, immovable properties, still they are languishing there in the Mirpur and other areas.
Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, talking about the development or the lack of it that has happened in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir over the decades, how do you think would be the right step, keeping in mind that Pakistan does not act alone, and there are significant construction activities that are taking place in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir that are heavily funded by the Chinese.
Well, those projects mostly are at a standstill because CPAC has to go through Balochistan and there is a civil war in Balochistan. The other thing is those projects that have been built by China and PoJK and Gilgit Baltistan are illegitimate according to international standards, international law, because you cannot invest in a disputed area, and they have invested at their own risk. So, well, if they lose it, they lose it. But I would like to say to Arun Gupta ji, namaskar, and he comes from the same, not only the same district, but maybe even the same village, because we come from Ladna. And our village is also drowned in Mangla Dam. So our forefathers might have known each other and might even have been neighbors. And तुसाई मैं सलाम आखना ते तुसाई मैं बाणा के अपनी माता जी की माड़ा सलाम दिया है मैं आखिया मिलना जड़ा से मिलिया सा ते उस सलाम आखी है नमस्कार आखिया है ते बहुत खुशी हुई तुसाई तकीत है और ये जो मैंने बात की है ये मीरपुरी में की है अब मसला ये है कि क्या हम इतने बदकिस्मत हैं कि एक ही गांव के रहने वाले दो लोग वो मिल नहीं सकते सिर्फ न्यूज़ एक्स पे दे कैन ओनली इंटरेक्ट थ्रू न्यूज़ एक्स I mean, how humiliating and how painful that is.
Yep.
So I want to, I want to come and meet my brethren in Jammu. I want to meet these people. और मैं आपसे वादा करता हूँ, when we form our government in Mirpur, every single property that has been lost by our countrymen will be returned. I will make sure it is returned. Arunji, you send me a list of the properties you had in Mirpur and we will evaluate and we will give you. You are entitled to compensation according to the Mangla Dam agreement. You are entitled, your parents are entitled and you are entitled to compensation, whether it is in the form of cash or land. And we will fight tooth and nail for the rights of those who were uprooted and had their homeland.
गल करी के मैं बड़ा खुश होया वां अपने माता जी नाल भी इस तरह ही गल्ला करना वा अपने घर विच भी बच्चों नाल बच्चे बेशक मेरे बड़े हाई क्वालिफाइड हैं बाहर पढ़ने लेकिन जिसले घर
ठीक है माइक म्यूट हो गया
No, it is. No, it's heartening to see in however unfortunate circumstance, Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, that you rightfully mentioned that the community members are displaced and spread out all across the country, and unfortunately they are not even being able to retrieve the properties that they have left behind in such destitute fashion, and therefore action in the right direction is required. It's high time that it is done. There has been a clarion call that has been made by the Prime Minister of the country. The next step is something that needs to be constructively set up, taken action, and thereby allow for the reintegration of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir with Jammu and Kashmir. On that note, I thank all of you for joining me. I also have with me